Welcome to my YouTube channel. So this is part two of scene three of this series about the FairMoney ad. So in this part, I'm going to be recreating the money bundle, the 1,000 Naira bundle that you saw falling down. So I'm going to be recreating that, and I'm going to be doing that using Blender. So to do that, I'll first delete this. Let me delete this. Then I'll click on Shift A. I'll go to Image, and then I'll click on Images as Plane. I'll select the image, the front part of the image first. Let me go to my material view so as to see it, right? So this is the image. This is the front part of it. So this image, I'm going to be dropping this image on the description. So if you would like to recreate this, you'll find it on the description. The project file is on the description. So what I will do right now is I'm going to add solid to this solidify modifier called solidify to this, and just to give it some thickness. So come over here, click on add solidify. I'll make the thickness something around 0.001 because it's paper, so I don't want it to have so much thickness. So after doing that, I would apply that. Now I want to add the other parts, the backside to this. So what I will do, let me quickly open this. I'll come here and I'll go to shade modifier, shade editor, I mean. So this is the shade editor, right? An image has already been added, material image has been added to it already. That's why you can find this here. So the next thing I will do now is that I will go to edit mode. So I will click on the face selection. So this is the front. I'll make this will be the front, right? And I want this to be the back side of it, right? So I'll click on this back side, go to materials, and then I'll add a new slot, right? Add a new material slot. I would make this front that same. Click on the front and then click on this new material to make it a new material, and I'll rename it back. Then assign it. Click on assign. So this will be assigned to this side, right? So now I'm going to change it to the back. To do this, I'll just come here, click on this image, and then click on bring in the back image. So this, let me check. We have the front and we have the back. Okay. So to redefine this, I'll just come over to my materials, go over here, and I'll click on the blend mode. I'll change it to opaque so that we can have the front and the back. Okay. So one more thing, let me go to my object mode. So you can see that the front view is showing well, but the back view seems to be inverted, right? So we need to correct that. So to do that, I will come to my UV map. I will just bring in the UV map here, editor. Come to my edit mode. Bring this one down. Come to my edit mode, select this face. So what I want to do, I want to inverse this. So I want to inverse it. So click on A and then just press S, and then I'll click on Aux -1, click on enter. So we have it like this. So this is the front view and this is the back view. Okay, so next thing I'm going to do is that I can now close this now. Let me close this. Just click on this join areas, select this. Okay, I can just bring this one down. So now we have the front view and the back view, right? So the next thing I want to do is that I'm going to rotate this arrow, rotate around the y-axis, arrow then y, then I'll click on -90, and we have something like this. And I'll come back to my modifier. This time I want to add an array. I'm going to click on search for array, add array. So I want this array to be on the z-axis. So this one, make this one 0. On the z-axis, just make it 1. 1 is okay. and then I will increase the numbers. Let me see, 1 or 2 be okay. The space in between, let's make it 1. Let's make it 1, and the number of counts I'll increase it the way I seem fit. So just increase the number of counts. Let's increase it to say, yeah, I think 130. 130 is enough. That's okay. Okay. So after doing this now, I want to separate the parts, right? So I'm going to separate this part. I'll come to my edit mode, A. Okay, first let me accept, let me apply the modifier I just added. So I'll come to edit mode, A, everything is selected. I'll press P, and then I'll separate by loose parts. So I've separated it. You can see all the parts that have been separated. So these are the different parts we'll have. So what I want to do now is that I want to give it some distortion, right? Just to make it look not too ideally arranged. So to do that, let me first of all select everything. I'll come to object, set origin. I want the origin to be origin to geometry. I want all the origins to be at the geometry. So that's first thing I'll do. Then I'll come back to the object. I'll go to transform, and then I'll go to randomize transform. So randomize transform, I just want the z axis to be a little bit distorted around the z axis, so you can see how it is transformed. So, but I'll make it a little bit, so maybe 1.1 will be okay. Yeah, let me just put it 1. So that's, now we have the distortion. Okay, so one more thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to add the wrap around the money. So to do that, I just click on Shift A. I click on the mesh plane. Would scale this in the y-axis. Scale it in the y-axis a little bit. I think this is okay. And then the next thing I will do is that I will just wrap it around. So I'll just move this instead of putting, just click on this, move this in my x-axis, move it in the x-axis, and then extrude in the z-axis like this. Yeah, maybe go 1, go 3, bring it down a little, just move it down a little. I'm just pressing 1 and 3 to change my view, and then I'm going to extrude in the x direction. Okay, so this will have, let me bring this down a little. S, G, Z, bring it down a little. Okay, same thing I'll do here. I'll click on this G, move it in the x direction. Right, move it in the x direction. This one, I can bring this one down now. Just G and then Z. Oh, sorry, G and then E to extrude, while holding down, while pressing Z to move it in this direction. Okay, so I'll just adjust this. So we now have this like this, right? Okay, so the next thing I want to do is that I'm going to add a stripe around it. I'm going to add a stripe around this. To do that, Ctrl arrow. I have to click, accept that. Okay, so I'll select this face. So I'll select this face. Yeah, I think I've selected this face now. Well, first of all, I will give this a new material. I'll just give it a new material. I'll call it wrap. I'll call it wrap, and make it, maybe it's already white, YouTube. maybe whiter, a little bit. I could just leave it like this. Right, this is white already. Um, it's not metallic. Maybe I'll just leave the roughness, leave the settings the way it is, and then I'll come to edit mode. This is already select. I've selected this first part, so I'll come here, click on this plus button to add a new slot. I with this time I just want to click new, make it a new material, and then I'll just click on assign. So I want this part to be green, a little bit green. Just move it this way. Make it a little bit darker. Okay, so I'll rename it. Let me just call it wrapper side. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll select this part. I'll select this part too. Make sure every part is selected. Then I'll come here and also click on assign. Since I want the same color that is here to also be here, just click on assign, and then we have this. Okay, so that is how I did this part. It's quite easy. Also, I'll be dropping this on the project file. Be dropping this bundle on the project file. Now, to use this in After Effects, what you just have to do after you set up your lighting and it gives you set up the lighting the way you want it to be, all you just have to do is to come over to File and click Export, and export as a GLB file, right? You export as a GLB file. That's where you can now use it in After Effects. So let me know if you have any questions in the comment section, and also subscribe for more tutorial videos, like and on notification for more.